So it's just below freezing.
Oh, it's gonna get cold tonight. It's gonna be freezing. And we're going camping. I got a site we're heading to. A site, like a paid site. Don't beat me up. It's hard to like go off primal camping out here in Texas. Hope Oklahoma I can get away with that a little easier. Out here it's tricky. Oh my God, the road's insane. Well, we're on a dirt bike. Whatever. Look, I'm itchy boots. It's all a pretend adventure anyway, right? Like, basically this place I'm heading to, I could have just drove there on the roads, but you know what you do? You put it on the map, and you take the squiggly line, you try to drag it off as many ways as you can, try to stick it onto as many dirt roads as you can, so that you can have an adventure. Don't go in the mud, it'd be bad. Should have brought the 07. The 07 can handle this stuff really well. That's one of its like odd things, you know, you don't expect that. You wouldn't think it's gonna get cold tonight. It's like 60 degrees or something right now. Like, actually, I think I can look here. Let's look here. It's here. Look at this. Look at this. It'll cool off tonight though. Here, while we're stopped here, let's look at the old setup. The 300 still being the old Swiss Army bike. That's what we're trying to make it be here. Okay, that might not be a good place to stop. It's gonna keep sinking. Y'all just gonna have to see it like this. The last time y'all saw this bike, whoa, it was probably in Supermoto trim. I was riding out with the guys in Dallas. But it's been a while since it's been in this trim, and I want this bike to have to do everything. Definitely not cold now though, but it will get cold tonight. There is a cold front coming, and on the ride home tomorrow, it's gonna be a little chilly too. I got my heated gear set up on this bike too. And I got a solution to keep myself warm tonight. That's kind of the test here, the thing that we're trying to do here. Also just want to go out and go ride, go do a camp, and it's been a while since I've done that. But how do you stay warm on a motorcycle, right? When you're camping, what's a good solution? And the one I've come up with, I've never seen anyone do this before. It's a new thing. It's a unique thing. And if you're just here for that and you don't want to see me just doing the rest of my vlogging, BSing around here on the bike, I'll put chapters on this video. You can just skip to those points. Unless, of course, you're watching this on Facebook or Rumble, or I post at different places. The chapters don't work on there. And our adventure ends back on the pavement. Woo, that was wild. At least it's crappy pavement. We spend thousands of dollars to go live like we're homeless, and even more thousands and thousands of dollars on our machine to ride on garbage roads. I don't want paved roads. I want bad roads. The car rally style here. Woo! A little sketchy. Thank you. No public displays or consumption of alcohol. I have alcohol with me. Day use, playground, swimming. All right, well, camping areas. There we go. This is the other greatest part of the adventure. Finding your campsite. Hey, we gotta take what we can get, okay? This should be me. I guess I get a whole parking spot. Here we are. There's the lake. I got a grill, lantern post. This, whatever this is, looks good, doesn't it? Look at that thing. Like how it should be. Natural state of the 300L. I'm gonna start unpacking my stuff. For anyone who's seen me doing any of the camping in the past knows that I like these Haven tents. I was rocking these Haven tents before they were cool, man. No, these guys have been awesome. They've been hooking me up with tents. This is actually my second one though from them. My OG one gave away to someone in the Patreon. This is a hammock. It's a hammock tent. I know, how bougie. But this is not a hammock tent like you're thinking it's a hammock tent. This is a flat, really flat hammock tent if you've never seen it. I'm gonna show you how I set this up and show you a trick or two that most of the people who do reviews on these don't know about. It also can be put on the floor, so it doesn't hurt it to do that. And this is their XL one, the standard one, which is what I had before. Really what it was with me is at 6 foot, I could fit in there, but my shoulders were just touching the sides. This one, I've laid in one of these because one of our guys in the Discord, Rivet's got one this size. It is awesome. This is a good tree. Yeah, I'm gonna go to that far tree over there. I may not have enough strap between the two of them, but don't worry, I'm gonna show you how we deal with that. Not only did the strap give me the little bit extra I needed, the real thing with this tent, you know, normally you don't make a tent super tight, right? A hammock. This one, you need to. And that's what the strap lets you do. You cannot flip this thing over. And no, you're not gonna hurt it by cranking it down like that. They've got a video where they put like 1,200 pounds into one of these and they're pulling it with a tractor. This thing is a tank. You're not gonna hurt it. Spreader bars. This is an insulated pad. It has to tuck into the corners. The bag it comes with is a pump. This is a pump that I got from Moto Camp Nerd. Be foolish not to use it. It'll come down a little bit. You can't flip this thing. Oh, it's so nice to sleep in these things. And I'm a side sleeper too. I can see the lake out there. I think we'll move a little underneath, but that's like what the box spring in your mattress would do. So we've got everything set up in here. Oh yeah, step 2. This sleeping bag is good to comfort rating of 40 degrees. How cold is it gonna get tonight? Well, first, before I tell you, remember, I'm a Texan, so what's cold to me may not be cold to you, but you can use these numbers and then, you know, add a curve to it. I mean, we're not as soft as those Florida guys when it comes to cold weather, but we're not Michigan cold weather guys by any means. Tonight, it should drop below freezing. Once it starts dipping into the low 40s, I usually am not gonna go camping. That's just me. I'm like, no, I'm not that hardcore. So how do we stay warmer? This is something I love, by the way. I've been kind of looking into this for a while now. I think the easiest thing is just to bring warmer gear, you know, big thermal layers, heavy sleeping bags, all this stuff, and you can easily survive in very cold weather. When you travel by motorcycle, that gets tricky. So if you're not going to go that route, the other route is that you have to add heat to your system. Some way or another, you have to add heat. The diesel heaters are probably the coolest thing. People have figured out how to put those in suitcases and get them pretty small, but still to take one on a bike. People always show the suitcase, but they're like, oh yeah, then you need the muffler and the hoses and oh, you need a battery. Easy with a truck, car camping, no problem. Not gonna happen with a motorcycle. And then you got, you know, all the Mr. Buddies and other smaller things and furnace things. Those, you know, I'm not actually that uncomfortable with running one of those in a tent. If you got ventilation, you're gonna be fine. They got low oxygen cutoffs, and I'm not that smart to begin with. How many brain cells can we kill? But we're in a hammock. This is not gonna work. We need a system that we can take with us on a motorcycle. At the end of the day, the trickiest thing is you need power. Heat is energy. You gotta have some kind of energy. This, again, part of the reason I rented a site and the reason I spent an extra $10 for $25 total is that my site has power. So what do we do then? I told you it's going to be cold when I leave here tomorrow. I've brought with me my heated motorcycle liners. These are electrically powered, so we just plug it in, right? No. This is 12 volt DC, this is 120 volt AC. To make this work, we're gonna need an AC-DC converter, but not a little one like this. This will only put out about 1 amp at 12 volts. And our heated gear, 170 watts. I don't plan to run the gloves. I just wanna be able to run the jacket and the pants. But those still will pull 144 watts. This isn't gonna do it. What we'll need is a big chunky one like this. This can do 150 watts at 12 volts. And I got this from Revzilla, who I told him I had this as an idea for a video using their heated gear as a sort of overnight heater. I expected them to be like, you know, not to try to stop me, but you know, I wasn't sure that they would be thrilled with the idea. And they were like, no, it sounds awesome. And they actually sent me this. They sell this on their website. It's a waterproof power supply that does 12 volts at 150 watts. So this will give us what we need. Now, I will say though, if you also want to be able to run the gloves or you just want to have a little extra juice on hand, this is kind of getting close to the limit. You can find more powerful ones, 200, 250 watt ones, even 300 watt ones I've seen online. So I'll put a link to those as well. But regardless, we have this power supply, and what we need to get is another one of our wiring harnesses for our heated gear. These things are great because they give us a fuse in there already. This is our coaxial plug that'll plug into the gear. We'll just need to use our splitter that we already have. What we need to do is cut these ends off and solder them to these ends, black to black and white to red. Power supply comes already stripped and ready to go. And strip the wire. And let's see if I can use these little Tipcon connector things. These are very convenient. I'm gonna slip a piece of heat shrink down in there. Black to black, red to white. I'm sure most of you have seen these by now, but if you haven't, this is basically shrink wrap, solder, and glue, kind of all in one. I've had very good luck with them. And with that, all we have to do is simply plug it in. And our jacket, it's on. And this thing is getting really warm. Since I was already planning on bringing the heated gear, the only thing extra I had to bring was that power supply and an extension cord. I think it's also worth pointing out that you could also just have brought in a heated blanket and you wouldn't have had to make a converter, and it would have been a lot cheaper than buying heated gear and the converter. But if you already own the heated gear, to build the little AC-DC converter power supply, still a little bit more than a good heated blanket. I just threw my jacket under the sleeping bag. I wanted to see what it looked like here. Check it out. I got this thermal camera that just hooks onto your iPhone or your Android, whatever. It's pretty cool. This box right here is definitely getting a little warm, but it's not concerningly warm. 130 degrees in spots. I checked this at home and compared it to a actual just AC powered heating blanket. And the heating blanket got up to about 110, and this at the hottest point I could find on there. I was kind of all around it. I think I found a spot that was like 150, 60 degrees. I mean, I'm sure there's some that's transferring into this, but this is an insulated pad here. No, it's not. No, so that insulated pad that's cool. That's helping holding that heat there. I think we're gonna be just fine. Also be sure to check out these guys. They set me up with this camera, not a paid sponsor or anything, but they did set me up with this camera. It's really cool. And it's got a very wide range, and it's also just fun to go around and check things like in your house and other things. It got dark and it's starting to get cold. It's not super cold yet. Here, check this out. This is just a simple headlamp, and look at the view. I do have water, right? I've got some water there. I don't know how much of this I want to drink from. I used this lamp post and I held this is a giant loop. Watch this. I got a sink basically. Oh God, can I do this? Yes. Oh, this is gonna be tricky. It's fine when you're not holding a camera. There's like no one else really in this area. All the RV people. I went to use the restroom and there's like a pack of RVs in one spot and then another spot. I'm the only goof out here. Oh, also, I went to the restroom earlier. It's so warm in there. I bet it was like 90 degrees in there. It's uncomfortably warm. But hey, if all else fails, I'll go hide in there. I'm gonna load the weather right here. It's being slow. We're gonna have storms and then they should slow down by morning, but that's also when the weather's gonna like dump down. There's a wind advisory too. We're in a hammock. Those trees look good over there, don't they? Oh God. We just do a simple dinner tonight. One of these boil it in a bag meals. What is this? This is pepper beef with rice. We'll cook it here on this table. It looks like it could catch fire if we just so much as let out a hot fart next to it. MSR fuel can and the random Amazon and stove. There's some things you get and you realize like, oh, I need to upgrade, you know, after a while. This has not been one of them. This is one of the cheap stoves you can get on Amazon and it works literally just fine. Like that's more than enough. I never know how much you're supposed to crank it. I feel like this thing just allows you to turn it up way more than you ever should. Smells good. The lid's doing this. That usually means, yeah, it should be boiling. It started raining. I was kicking some random bugs up and I had the one light on, but the red light, they don't seem to really ever mess with. My long spoon. It's not bad. You see the night sky? It's very pretty. I don't know how much it's coming in camera. It's a bazillion stars, but there's a massive, good Lord, it's a big storm coming. Normally we do a shot where I get in and like, oh, then I come back out and you get the camera. That storm is gonna can we just pretend I did it? Good room in this thing, look at this. I went ahead and just put all the heated gear on, although I'm just on top of the sleeping bag. I don't even have the heated gear on right now. I'm quite comfortable in here. It's dry in here. It's already been raining on this thing for a while now. I'll cut back if there's like a crazy storm.
Well, it is morning. We have survived. So it's below freezing. I was just checking on the thermal camera. It's showing like the walls in here are like 20F. Yeah, it feels like with my hands out, but inside my sleeping bag, it's like 85 degrees right now. It's unbelievably warm in here. It's so cozy. This bed is so nice. Well, here's the thing. It's like 7:30. Let's say F it, I just stay in bed, like let it get a little bit warmer outside. I think it's only gonna go up a few degrees like the rest of the day, and then it's gonna like start going back down. So it's cold front. It's the thing that happens. It is wintertime. Reluctantly, I guess I'll get up. I want to get up. Although, there's no reason I can't just take this heated gear. I'm just going to take it with me. That's what I'm going to do. On me. This is my life now. Shall we see if the motorcycle starts? We do have a lithium battery. 29 on the water temp there. All right. It's definitely not making the normal noises it makes. Let's see. Oh, he seems to be happy chooching there now. Definitely taking a little longer than normal. I think this can is super cold. I've heard that's a thing. You're supposed to keep them like in your tent or something. Yeah, it's gonna be a cold ride home even with the heated gear. I can't to get the water for this, and it's not like where things are like hard frozen, but you have to like kind of shake it, little chunkles of ice. I think it's the wind chill though that was why it was showing 20 inside, like on the thing. Oh man. Anyway, what's the conclusion? Does this system work? Well, yeah, 100%. I never went past the low setting inside the sleeping bag. For a while there, I didn't even think it got cold. Sleeping bag, I didn't even have it like tightly pulled up around me. Because normally, like, you know, even if you're warm in your sleeping bag, if it's chilly out like that, if it's cold, you feel it on your face. I didn't even feel it. I almost wonder if like heat just was like, since I wasn't zipped in tight, it was just like resonating out across my face. Probably was. Yeah, I was like in low or off. So that actually could be a good argument for something like a heating blanket if you wanted to do the same thing, because heating blankets got almost always way more control. I was gonna need the heated gear anyway to go home, so it's like, it's cool. It's a cool solution. It's nice that I know I can do this now. Yeah, I think I'll get some warm breakfast in me, and then I'll start tearing down camp. If you're enjoying seeing me torture myself or live very comfortably. And subscribe if you're not. Follow me if you're on Facebook. If you want to support this kind of content and get early access without ads to these videos, an exclusive Discord, join my Patreon. It's only $1. It's just $1 a month. Makes this whole thing possible because the days of making anything worth it on AdSense are gone. So yeah, I was a hooligan for much too long on the interwebs, did too many silly things. When that adpocalypse happened, demonetization for being a hooligan, mine never came back. Yeah, just gonna eat my breakfast and we'll get on it then.
Backpacks packed, boots tied tight. I hope I don't get in a fight. Oh, that unfroze it still. Yeah, Mike's over here got running up, getting that heat in it. 185, awesome. All sitting up here with the basically all Nelson rig gear for the most part. Got the tripod on here, my trash, throw that away. I think these are 10, 11 liter bags. It's like a 35. I didn't even need that much of it. I could have probably gone with a smaller one. Whatever, it makes it easy. Get a nice backrest here. Oh, getting a phone call. Actually plugging in heated gear right now so I can be nice and toasty. The park ranger guys, they always sort of slow down when they drove by me. I think they're kind of like, is he all right? Oh, okay, I'm sure I'll be fine. But yeah, I will. If I need to, I'll call you. That was my father right there. He's trying to see if I'm all right. I'll take care.